This video is for people who've had scoliosis or know somebody who's got scoliosis or somehow or other are interested in it. I used to have scoliosis quite severely, and my rib cage used to stick out on the left quite a lot. My spine was hidden behind my right shoulder blade, and I've tried several techniques. Some worked and some didn't, and I'm going to talk to you about the ones that did work, and they worked fantastically well. And this is without surgery, and this is kind of like me as an adult of sorts. And the main one is Theraflex, which is this fantastic industrialized version of a massage machine which kind of loosens the back, straightens the back, unlocks the back, makes the back more flexible, gets its back reflexes to work. I don't know what it really does, but it really works, and I'll show you in the video what it looks like. It makes a lot more noise than, you know, it looks like, whoa, what's it making noise for? But it's actually quite, feels quite nice actually, and you feel a little bit bruised afterwards, but it's not very much. To add on to Theraflex, which really has to be the main therapy, to add on to Theraflex, which really has to be the main therapy if you have scoliosis or other back problems. It's really good for whiplash and sciatica and trapped nerves and stuff like this, prolapsed discs. I mean, really good for it. I mean, a few sessions and it's gone. The scoliosis takes a little longer, maybe 8, maybe 16 sessions to really get rid of it. But certainly for me, 8 sessions really made a huge difference to how the back worked and how I felt, and it stopped getting in my way. My scoliosis after 8 sessions, I didn't notice I had it anymore, and didn't sort of get in any way get in the way of my life. I've had more sessions now, essentially really for cosmetic reasons. I mean, I don't mean cosmetic as in, lipstick and stuff. I mean, it just looks better on the body when it's still not fully twisted, and it is a bit straighter. It's also for when I get older. When I'm an old geezer, if the back's as straight as it could possibly be now, there's less chance of having problems when I'm older. Whereas if I get it to the stage where it's okay now, I'm fine with it, doesn't really bother me, it might cause problems later on. So I thought, and the third one, of course, is to experiment and to see how far the back could actually improve. So I think I'm probably like sub 20 at the moment. You'll see my back a little later in the video. And it's what it used to be. I don't really know. My x-rays were destroyed by Alder Hey Hospital, which they usually are. Because I think when it's a children's hospital, when you get to like 25 years old, they destroy all the records. I think there's mercury in the x-rays, so they like to do recycling and or something with it, and so they don't keep them. Certainly that was back when I was younger, back in the sort of late 80s, mid 80s, when I went to mid 80s, yeah, 83, 85, something like that, when I went down to have x-rays done on the back. So I don't really know what my start position was, and because I didn't think it would get any better, I never took a before photograph, which I encourage everybody else to do now before they have Theraflex, and get a proper good reading beforehand, so A, they know how good it's been, and B, they can tell other people how good it is. So anyway, so the main one is the Theraflex. The other one that really helped a huge amount as well was what's called rolfing. I had that with a guy called Alan Richardson, based in North Finchley at the moment, and that was the first time the rib cage kind of moved and straightened. But there was still a lot more work to do after that. But that is one thing that does work, the rolfing. It makes a difference, it makes an improvement, and gets the whole body to be far more connected. And I think, it works very well with the Theraflex. It's a great adjunct to it. The other one I'm going to show you in a few minutes is an inversion table. There's people on the internet who say it's very good for scoliosis, and I've tried it and it really works for me. There's other reports saying it's neither here nor there. I think it works very well when you have Theraflex, on account of the fact that Theraflex kind of loosens the back when it's twisted and stuck. It makes it more flexible, makes it more movable, but sometimes then the back has sort of nowhere to go. But after having loosened it, if you use the inversion table, it can then sort of, the back can then do its proper stretch, and I think something like that. Anyway, I think it's working, and I'll show you some of how I use the table, and so that's what I'm about to do now. Okay, and so you can copy it, and hopefully it's good for you and good for somebody you know. Let me see, move this slightly to the side, a little bit better. There we go. And I think this is a good old stretch. It's good to get started, but it's completely boring. So I thought, okay, how can I improve this a little bit? So what I did is I popped down to Curry's, and I bought a Home Medics Shiatsu massage machine. It sort of does that. If you press the button again, it's got a kind of a heat thing on it as well, which you may not want to use. So that when I'm upside down a little bit, it can give me a bit of a massage as well, while the back is slightly stretched. You have it. And I'm getting a sort of massage while I lie back with my... Hopefully, the general idea is that the vertebrae are slightly stretched, and in that slightly stretched position, giving them a massage like this will help to loosen them and stretch them and unlock them and that kind of stuff. Pull for the scoliosis, I really couldn't say. It just feels like it's a really good idea. The next one I think really is very powerful for the scoliosis, but I think for me on this, I only bought this a couple of weeks ago. It feels like it's a good idea to get the body used to being upside down before going into full inversion, because it's it's a lot of blood to the head very quickly, and just feels like a sort of a little bit of a warm up, as it were. And while I'm having a little bit of a warm up at 60 degrees, back massage. So that's the. But it might be very useful. It seems like a good idea. Okay, for this part of the movie, I've taken my shirt off so you can hopefully see how the back stretches better. So I'm fully upside down here, and in the movie Avatar, when he kind of flies off the top on riding his little monster type thing, it's sort of a little bit like that, but only a very slight. If you sort of push the thing back a little bit, then you're fully free and swinging. The first time you do that, in fact the first several times you do that, it's a bit yikes, but that's a good solid piece of equipment. So while here, the first thing to do, if you arch your back, if you give your back a really good arch, really sort of re-establishes the S-curve. Okay, so the next one that's really, really useful is twisting while you're upside down, and to the left and to the right, and really giving the back a good stretch to the side, plus a good stretch in the sort of twisty type thing. And sometimes you'll find the rib cages really go, oh, that really feels like it's doing something good, and it really helps to sort of help straighten up the rib cages. This here is a sort of a weights ball of £10 I bought from TK Maxx, and it's a bit of girly colours, but apart from that it's quite useful, because while you're down having a stretch you can pick this up a little bit, only a little bit, and it gives the back an extra pull and an extra stretch. Okay, so when I say I'm sort of putting one hand down the floor, with the other hand I'm picking up this that kind of pulls me this way and gives a really good extra little bit of a stretch. It's not weightlifting you're really trying to do, it's just getting the back to stretch a little bit more. Other side, and similar with this one, and then you can do a little bit of turn or twist with this in your hand as well. And so anyway, that's the inversion table and how I use it, and I think it really has helped. It feels like a quick arch on my back. I think it really has helped and works with the Theraflex really well. That Theraflex, very good at loosening the back and straightening the back, and but this helps give an extra stretch.